Why is that suddenly showing? Okay. We'll roll with that today. Oh, alright. It's Saturday. It's painty day. So we're gonna paint. Gonna be back on our acrylic painting guy here. I have no idea what happened there when I stored it for the week. Your guess is as good as mine on that one. Alright, so we are up to working on our grass and stuff at this point. So I hope everybody's had a decent week. And that you are ready for the weekend here. And no, I did not clean my paint palette. I forgot yet again to clean both of them for last week. So instead, we are just gonna use another clean one. You can tell it's a clean one because there's no scratch marks on it from me cleaning it. It's not gouged to shit. Alright, so this is just a hunter green type color. And I just watered it down just a little bit, just so we can get a little bit of flow going here. Just so it's not terribly gloopy. Alright, and we're gonna start to... That is a little thin though. That's a little thinner than I really wanted it to be. Let's try that again. Still kind of thin, but it might also be because this color is a little bit on the thinner side. I was actually all set to start a little bit earlier, but husband needed me to help him do something. Our cage finally showed up. So he was measuring fleece and I was filling buckets with hot water. So we could condition our fleece However, this fleece doesn't seem to have the water beating up on the surface issue that we've had with fleece in the past. So that's kind of exciting. So we were rather surprised. I don't think we're gonna need to do too many rounds of conditioning. We might only have to do one. Which will greatly save us some time. Sorry, I keep hearing a noise and I couldn't tell if it was what I'm listening to in the background. Or if a doggo was getting into trouble. Either entirely possible. So this is going to be kind of in our shadowy section here. So I kind of want this to be a little bit darker. I did get Congo finished, the concrete flamingo. Cleaned up and looking a little bit better than the condition I got them in. Alright, there's that pass. Now, the big question is, do we want to do all of our dark colors here? Well, don't forget the cat food.
Well, they've got food.
Alright, so this actually is gonna come over. A little bit further. And we'll kind of see. So, did you leave it to soak now?
Yeah. I feel like it makes sense, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Gonna leave it soak for like an hour or two and then put it in the dryer.
Make sure you wring it out real good. Okay. So let's go ahead and we'll rinse that. And we've got a foliage green. That we're gonna grab next. Or we're gonna try to grab next. If things cooperate here. We will see. We might have to mix these two guys together. Maybe. Maybe one scoop. Just to see how we look here. Well, that's not bad. I think I want 2 more scoops of our dark green though. Or our foliage green. Okay, that's not so bad. Get a little bit of water just to help flow that along here. There we go. Just to see how this is gonna go here. So far, not so bad. We're gonna have trees coming in here. Once we get to that point, not quite there yet. We didn't pre-sketch the trees in because I wanted our mountain to be behind them, right? So some of it might shine through our trees, and that's going to be okay. %. So did you get the cage put together yet or no? Husband? Husband?
Hmm?
Did you get the cage put together yet or no?
No, that's gonna wait till I do all the sewing. I need that space.
Oh. Hope the sewing machine still works after I dropped it.
It should. If it doesn't, then we'll just layer them instead of sew them together.
They'll get underneath of it though. We might have to
alright.
hand sew some tack points. Okay. Is that even? It's kind of showing. Kind of, sort of. And I've got one more different color to introduce into here. Hi, Momo. What's up? Do you need to go pee-pee again? Is that what this is about? You have to give me a minute, buddy. I swear, you have just the most impeccable timing. I'll get him, just gotta give me a second. Just want to finish this color real quick. Are you sure? I already took him out once earlier. He was looking for Mimi. I went to fill her water bowl with the mister, and she got mad because I think the water got her. And she left. Okay. Alright, so. Just kind of getting the side here. Side doesn't have to be super perfect, but I want a little bit in there. Okay. So that's color 2. And I need a little bit of water here. I think that was Momo. But I'm not certain. It was kind of yippy for Momo. Husband hasn't messaged me. So maybe it wasn't. I'll take just a little bit of this into that lighter section. Not a whole lot, just a little. Okay, and then I've got one more color that I want to add into our dark section here. So I hope your weekend is going well. It is Kentucky Derby weekend, I know that much. So there's going to be a lot of emotions running high in Kentucky, and I guess among all horse racing fans and handicappers and whatnot. I don't really know the horses that are running. I've seen a couple of races leading up to it, but I haven't really been following that closely. So I'm not really sure that I have somebody I'm rooting for. Like, not really. And I think there might be some basketball stuff going on too. I don't really follow basketball, so I don't really know. Sorry if I've just offended you by not knowing. We've We've also got some weather potential. They actually have us in chance of severe weather for 3 days straight. Like, what the hell is this shit? Why? I'm not happy about that. That's for sure. Okay, so this is our other dark color. I know it's not very dark, but it kind of feels like it goes with our dark family there. Now I might add just a scoop or two. Of our, I don't know what it is. I guess it's our foliage color. Like, I don't want this super light, but at the same time, I was hoping to get another color into here. That's not bad. That's not bad. Alright, let's get some water into here. Get that mixed in. Like, I don't want it to be super runny, but we also need it to flow a bit here. Just a little bit. Don't know how dark this is gonna look once we get it dry. Hopefully it's not too dark, but hopefully it's not too light either. No, I don't think the grass will take us all day. It shouldn't. We do need to figure out if we want to do trees after the grass, or if we want to do water and then come back and do trees. I don't know. I kind of think maybe we should start trees before we move on to water. just so we have more of a flow down the canvas, maybe. It's like a lot of this grass will probably get covered up too. Kind of depends on how we sit our trees. To be perfectly honest, okay, so that's not drying too super light, so that's good. Or I've got it just thin enough where we're seeing the other colors through it. Either way, we're in a good spot, I think. Potentially. Although, who knows, grass could end up taking us most of the day. Kinda depends here. On how things layer in, because I just kind of realized I need to potentially make that a little bit darker on the other side there. Not too bad. Alright. So rinsing the brushy. Alright, so now we need to work over here. So I guess this is my don't know how I feel about these colors. Here, I guess we'll go with, who are you? Spring green. We'll start to get you, if I have any of you left. Come on. Well, I'm trying to get you out. Alright, we'll have to make do with that. That's a very pale green. How about if I mix you? That's a little better. Because I need you a little bit dark. but I think I want you a slightly different shade of green. So we'll see, we'll see. This spring green looks very minty. Just a little surprising. Just a little bit. Probably could have grabbed like a Christmas green or something. Or maybe a shamrock. Might have gone a little bit better. But if I put a little bit of this dark green into here, it should, in theory, kind of bring these colors together. Maybe we won't look quite so strange. I'm just adding some water to it here, trying to mix everybody in. Okay. Let's see. See how that goes. It's gonna look a little bit gray. I think as it dries, quite potentially. And that's okay. I can work with that. At least I think I can. I think that'll be too much of a big deal. Alright, I do need to get our other side here, or try to. Might have to take some of our dark hunter green into here. Just to give it a little bit more of a shadow. Let's see if I can get enough of it into a usable state here. So I've got a little bit of a glompy in there. Plus that section had dried, so now I've got some extra glompy bits here. don't need a whole lot in those specific places. Oh, shit. Behave yourself. Please. That would be fantastic. Ah, paint never wants to behave though, does it? Paint's never gonna behave the way you want it to, most of the time. At least my paint doesn't. Alright. So it doesn't really look all that much like our inspiration photo, but that's okay. That's why it's an inspiration photo. And we weren't really going for exactness here. Okay. That set of shadows looks very different compared to the other shadows, so maybe we should come back in. That wasn't him that yipped, was it?
No, no. Someone drove by with a car with a dog standing on their lap with their head out the window yipping.
Doesn't sound quite safe.
Do you need glasses? Come here.
I think he's just looking for a goodie. They're still kind of mad over the whole potty goodie thing. I don't blame them for being mad about it. 'Cause they don't understand that something they've been getting since they were puppies has suddenly stopped. It's gotta be terribly like, what the fuck, lady? So I don't really blame them. But we have to get almost PPH straightened out to get his bladder crystal situation under control since his UTI. We're almost there. We bought some test strips. We didn't have to constantly be running up to the vet, but then we got one number and we weren't quite sure how accurate these test strips were, so the husband ended up running a sample up to the vet anyhow. And the test strips were accurate, but we still have to continue with the special food that he's on for like the next month or until it runs out. Because they said there's still some blood in his pee. But we're working on it. We're getting there, pupper. Okay, so what color do we want now? I guess we'll go with green pop. Where am I gonna put you? I guess we'll put you up here. So this we're gonna work into our lighter green areas. Alright, so we just need to get a little bit more mixed here. Like, I don't need a whole lot of this color, but we do need some of it. Okay. Oh gosh, yeah, this is gonna be hard to see. Maybe I should have put that spring green in here. So at least we had something to see this color off of, because this is not the same color that's down here, but it's pretty close. Sometimes the colors show up a little bit better on camera. You can kind of see it coming in a little bit on camera, a little better. Just a little bit better. Like, I don't really think we needed to bring the dark color in. Maybe we do. Just to give it some sort of base to work off of. Maybe. You okay?
Mm-hmm.
Did you get
I'm gonna
some?
go put that stuff in the dryer.
Alright, did you get something to eat?
Well, I had some of my yogurt. Why?
I think you should eat something a little more substantial.
Yeah. Well, I had some toast too.
Oh, okay, I didn't know that. So maybe this guy layered in here. Yeah, that seems to be probably the better way to go here. And then we can layer in another round of this color if we so choose. We might need to, just because it kind of got swallowed up. Now I didn't do the other color green over here yet. Okay, it's not too bad. I wasn't sure if I was gonna need to do like a yellow mixed into this, but this is actually kind of yellowy when you get it up against the other colors. So maybe we don't. Remember, no dryer sheet.
Yes, honey.
Okay.
I remember quite well how to do this.
Okay, well, I just want to make sure you didn't do it out of habit. Okay, now, do we want to go with that last green color? I kind of do. Like, not a whole lot of it, but a little bit. Yeah, it's got a little bit more of a yellow feel to it. Definitely warm that up a bit. Or at least we're trying to. See if we can get our paint to lay down in here. didn't add any water to this one, and you can tell that it's not really laying quite the same. Alright, that's not so bad. I think it's going to pick up a little bit more of the canvas texture, I think. So our trees, we kind of have to figure out here. Oh, we have to do our shoreline too. Alright, so we need our earth brown. So that's okay because we're gonna need this brown anyhow. To get our shoreline put in here. It's going to take us a little bit to get that worked in, I think. Doesn't quite feel flowy enough though. It still feels a little sticky. And I know it's hard to see because it's dark on dark here. But should start to take shape here. As we go along. And it'll start to cover that shiny brown that we had going on there. So, oh yeah, you can see it on the camera fairly well. We might be canceling stream tomorrow as well, or changing the time of tomorrow's stream. I don't know yet. I think I might be taking tomorrow and maybe Monday, or we might be canceling tomorrow instead of Monday. I know I said we were going to cancel Monday, but I think kind of depends on what happens tonight. But we might be canceling tomorrow instead. I don't really know yet. Kind of depends on what we get done today. I think we have to take my mom to get her pigs tomorrow, and we might have to food shop I really am out of like everything. Pretty much. So we'll see what happens, but alright, so we're just kind of all in here. Don't know if that's really what I wanted to do here. It's kind of hard to see there. Alright. I think we're gonna have to go with a different shade for that. What was this? This was earth brown. Got a rich brown now. Probably gonna have to get some black on up in here if I have any left. This doesn't seem very rich, to be perfectly honest. It seems kinda watery. Like, not watery, but light for a rich brown. Kinda, sorta. And that doesn't feel quite where I want it to be. Not truly. Okay. So we still do have a bit of our like watercolor kind of mixing in. Like coming up through our shoreline here. Don't think it'll be too much of an issue once we get our colors put in here. I don't think it will. Alright, now. Uh-oh. I'm rolling backwards. No! What is happening? Chair, do you mind? Chair. Let's behave now. Alright, then I've got like a really light brown. Whoa, that's way too much. Let's see, this guy's a little bit more flowy. This is a little bit fresher. So we've got that guy working into there. Kind of like a muddy clay shoreline, I guess. I'll just kind of brighten that up just a little bit. It doesn't have to be super perfect, but yeah, so I guess just keep an eye on Twitter tomorrow to see if we have to skip tomorrow's stream. I will try to remember to do so on here on the schedule. And I'll also try to remember to tweet. I should at least have time to tweet. We might just be taking tomorrow off instead of Monday. We'll see. We will see. Alright. So there's that guy. Okay, now. Do we have any of this black still functioning? Is the next question. Oh, yes. Okay. Probably too much. Okay, so whatever shade of brown this was, I think that was our earth brown. And we need a little bit of black mixed into that guy. I need a fair amount of this. So that we can see it. That might have been too much. We'll see. I have to, I've got a paint gloopy on there. Let go. Mr. Paint Gloopy. Mr. Paint Gloopy. I need you to not do that. Thanks. A little bit more. Okay, that looks like a good jumping off point. I think. Actually under a flood watch for the next few days. They must be thinking it's gonna rain. Okay. So this next bit's gonna be a little tricky because I need to get a whole mess of trees worked in here. We're probably gonna have to use quite a few greens and stuff. Like dark greens. Like I might need to come back in with some some browns and some blacks for these guys. Just so we can get our ones in shadow properly in shadow. But we are just kind of working, getting the base of these guys put into place. So we can kind of see what we're doing here. Probably gonna overlap some of these guys. And that's okay. It can very much be overlapped. not even sure how well these are coming up on camera. They're kind of not. They kind of just look like blobs fading into the void. Tell you what, get a little bit more water on there. I mean, you can kind of see something happening there, but I mean, even I'm having a little bit of trouble seeing them. So that's probably not a good thing. Tell you what, you can see this guy pretty well, at least where the waterfall is. For the most part. For the most part. Okay, that's kind of in there. I mean, they're a little skinny, but that's okay. Alright. So we've got a few more of these guys in here. You know, we can just put however many tree guys we really want. In here. Right, because it's our forest. So, like I said, that photo is just for inspiration and not necessarily trying to do a full-ass direct copy. That's not what we were trying to do this time. So not entirely. I mean, you can kind of see the shadows of them coming into play here. Kinda. to end up mixing more of this color. So did you find the sewing machine? Husband?
Are you talking to me?
Yeah.
What's up?
Did you find the sewing machine?
I didn't go digging for it yet. Shit's still drying.
Oh, I didn't know where you had disappeared to. After you put it in the dryer.
It's in the dryer right now.
Yeah, I didn't know where you had gone after that. You vanished for a while. Just curious as to what you're up to.
I hit the rest of it and I was trying to fucking set up a bucket so that it would dry. But it took me a while to fucking try to drain out the fabric.
Ah. Alright, so we'll probably have to figure out who's in front and who's behind when we come back in here. Start laying the rest of our dark shades in here. Like right now it doesn't matter quite so much. Because they're just kind of all overlapping in there. The road sounded wet there. It did say it might rain today. There has been showers and thunderstorms popping up all around us. Okay. Well, I think it is raining. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think we're gonna have to mix a little bit more of this color to at least get this side finished up. Well, maybe not. If I water it down a bit more, it might be alright. Maybe. Alright, so still have quite a little bit of a concentration puddle back here. A little bit more. Alright, so we have a few more trees that we need to work on getting into here. That tree got a little crooked. And then this guy. Maybe in there. All right. And hopefully that will have us looking pretty good. So let's see what we can do here. And you can kind of see where they're going in at. They'll be a little more obvious as we go along here. Hopefully we have enough. That was thunder.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure if it was just a loud truck, but no, that was thunder. Well then. Alright, let me see here. That's not right. My radar program is being silly. I was trying to say it was 3:20. I'm like, no, it's not quite that late. Oh, it's just to our north. Okay, okie dokie. A bit more water there. A little bit more. We've got a couple more trees we need to get in here. I mean, honestly, I probably should have come in black and did this so I could see it a little bit better. So I'm actually having a little bit of trouble seeing it. Just because of all of the brown on top of brown here. Don't know if we're gonna get all of these trees fully laid in here. Right now I'm just kind of doing a real quick pass on it so I can kind of get it laid in. Alright, so got one more tree to kind of fill in here. Or at least to try to fill in. Alright. Yeah, I think I'll come back in with a little bit of black there just to kind of get our trees situated. That way we can define them and see them a little bit better. I'm not being super watery, but I need to have this workable. And right now it's not where I want it to be. That might be fairly good. Alright. I want to find my background trees. That, I think, still needs a little bit more. So I'm not going to leave this as black. I am going to get some of our hunter green out. And come back in and start filling in around this guy. So I'm hoping that by doing this way, be able to see the outline or the bones of our tree a little bit better. Kinda. Not entirely. Alright, I need my hunter green. That wasn't very much of a thunderstorm. It was thundered a couple times and then bailed on out. It looks like it's fizzling.
Doesn't even look like it really rained much.
Yet on the radar, it kind of looks like it's struggling to do much of anything. Kind of fell apart a little bit. Alright, so I'm getting a darker hunter green mixed together here. That we can use. Or that we're gonna try to use here. We'll see how it goes. Our black just kind of faded into the background there. I was kind of hoping that he'd be a little more visible, so we could lay this color in on top of him. Although, in our reference photo, these guys are a little bit more silhouetted. But, you know, we'll see how things go here. I mean, it's kind of coming into being here. I think I do want our foliage green. Get that brought back into here. It'll cooperate. Come on. So it's doing this because the paint is older. Eventually I'll get fresh paint, but I can't justify buying fresh paint yet. This all is still usable, so even if it frustrates me, it is still usable. So some globs of green, dark green, some globs of our foliage green. And some water to make this flow would be much appreciated. A little bit more. Alright, let's see how that does us. Because it is definitely silhouetted in there, but I think for ours, I want to be a little bit more bright. Like, I definitely want the darker tones in there. I don't want to lose those. So that tells me this is getting a little too thick. Losing the point on the brush a little bit. So I think you can kind of see it going in. Yeah, while it's still wet, but as it's drying, these colors are a bit more transparent. They're kind of just fading into our background here. So for that, I'm going to grab a little bit more. Like, I don't want to go too bright. So I do need to be a little bit careful I don't get carried away. Although I guess it doesn't really matter, right? We're not trying to do a full-ass copy. Okay, so you can kind of see him chilling in the background there a little bit. Okay. Clean brush. Alright, so where's our next tree at here? It's gonna sit in the background. About this guy. Like, he's not full in the background, but he certainly got some other friends that are gonna hang out in front. as we try to get our forest kind of layered in here. Kinda, sorta. Always better at one side of the tree than the other. Just always been mildly aggravating to me, but okay. So let me clean that. And I'm gonna dive into our green black mixture. I actually need to make some more of this. Time is at 2:40. Okay. Just wanted to keep track of where we're at time-wise today. I need a little bit more green here. Actually, quite a bit more green. So we glumped a little too much black in there. That's alright. Not the end of the world. A little bit more water, I think. Alright, let's see how this one fares us here. Alright, where are we? We are here. Like, the other guy definitely faded out into the background there. I almost feel like he needs a little bit of a brighter color on him. Kinda. He's kinda just disappeared. He's there, but I don't know. Doesn't quite feel like he's there enough. But I didn't want them to be super bright. Not really. Like, you can kind of see the other guy. How about the ones that come to the very front? We'll make a little bit brighter, maybe. Like, this guy is definitely dark. All dark and moody. Actually, I wasn't sure if I was gonna put the lighter sections on the tops of the trees. I gotta look at my reference photo first. See how we're looking with that. Before we commit too much to that idea. Or we could just make all of the tops of the trees a little bit brighter. And that is an option. Okay, so let's see here. Grab this guy. Question is, what color do we want that to be? We could mix a little bit of the lime into our foliage green, maybe. That might do it. Potentially. Let's see how we're feeling with this guy once we get him all fixed up here. I'm starting to run out of room on this palette. I've got more, I just didn't really want to dirty another one I'm not going to remember to clean until you're ready to start. Be like, damn it, not again. Curse my brain. Oh, so we could, in theory, grab, I guess, a little more of our lime. I really don't want that much of this. Oh, brother. Let's not make too much of a mess here. Let me clean off my brush. We're being a little messy now. Alright, so I guess here. A little bit of the foliage and a little bit of our lime color. Let's see how that does us. I think the lime itself is going to be too much. So I think we need that foliage color just to kind of help balance that out a bit. We'll see how we're looking here in just a minute. Not quite flowy enough. All right, let's see. So as long as I can get the strokes like barely there, we're not too bad brightness wise. So I might need to come back in and tone that down just a little bit. I don't know yet. That is pretty bright now, but it is toning down a little bit as it's drying here. So it might be okay. Yeah, just the color it was just still a bit too dark. Alright, that's a little bit better, I think. bit more water. So yeah, this is helping make these trees actually visible, because I was having a hard time seeing them. Like, they were a little too silhouetted. For my liking here. So I hope everybody's been having a good week. Hope our weekend's going well so far. Yeah, that looks a little bit better, I think. All right. Just gonna rinse our brush there. Alright, and back into our black here. Let's get our next tree placed. Alright, where's our next backgroundy guy? I'm gonna say you. Yep, right about in there. Okay, oh, that's making that a little bit easier to see now that we've got a little bit light color in there. You okay?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not too sure if our black shadowy bones of our trees are really coming through here. See, that I just don't know. Alright, he's a little bit more visible. Probably have to mix more of our colors here. as our time is gonna go on. We will see. How we do. The dark colors, I'm having trouble seeing where I've put them, kind of looking at them on an angle here. So I can try to keep track of where we're at. So I kind of like doing trees this way. They're a little bit easier. They don't have to be super on point. They can be a little crooked, and everything will be just fine. Doesn't have to be every leaf, branch in perfect placement. I do find it ironic that it did rain shortly after I watered our plants outside. Alright, so we got that guy going in. How's the drying going?
They're still sopping wet.
Maybe you should only do like 2 at a time.
Honestly, if it wasn't trying to rain, I would have just hung them outside and been done with it.
Tell me they're not all bunched up. That you like unfurled them. we've got this color now coming in here. This is our straight foliage color. As we work on getting this guy. Kind of painted in here. As best as we can. So we've got another guy that's going to come down and through here. So we'll probably do that guy next. What's up?
Well, I took half of them out. I'm going to spread them out outside on the chair and whatnot.
Make sure you clothespin
Weight
them.
down, yeah.
I mean, do we need to just throw them through the wash without soap and
I don't think that would actually help though.
hope that the spin cycle gets the water out?
I mean, we could. It might be more efficient in the end. Because then the spin cycle will remove most of the liquid.
Yeah.
Alright, we're going to do that then.
Just don't put soap in, that's fine.
We have an outdoor cat just staring at me whenever I go outside.
Oh.
Yeah, she's just laying there.
I think she needs food. She keeps laying in my planter box. Right where I planted some flowers, and I'm like, Kitty, you're crushing my seeds here. Like, this is not the place to lay. We made a bed for you. Got a little cat house out there. It's not a grand cat house, it's what we could work with. But it's something. She went in that cat house that we made like once. That we know of. And then we're not so sure that she ever went in there a second time. She's been being bothered by we believe a male orange cat. It's been kind of coming around trying to eat. And she...
As it turns out, you can set it to just do a spin cycle.
Oh, okay.
Yep, didn't realize.
Did you put them all in or just half of
I
them?
put them all in.
Alright, well, we'll see what happens. So what, it'll start its spin cycle and go from there, or?
Yeah.
Alright. Kind of hoping to finish these trees today, but I don't think we're gonna. Just going by what time it is now. And I'm kind of like way out of room on our palette, but I know what colors we had mixed previously. I don't know. We might have time. Like, I can't really make dinner yet anyway. So I guess we'll keep going a little bit further here. Here's our next background tree. I swear I keep hearing like a cow mooing. That.
I'm not hearing it,
Huh. Weird. Very weird. Alright, so we're getting our shadows in place on the next guy here. Our very watery shadows. Okay. And then more of our black. And green here, if I can get some more of our green mixed in. We need a bit more green there. That got a little carried away. Ow. Desk. That was my elbow. You two need to get along. I didn't have any time to work on the flamingo painting this week. Kind of bummed about that, but I've got to get editing done. Editing's a bit higher in my book at the moment. hopefully we'll get the editing caught up here. We should, since I keep skipping weeks inadvertently, not on purpose, it's just working out that way on the needle felting. It's just kind of working out that way. Back up into here with just our hunter green. I'm probably going to have to put some more of that down if we have enough time to finish these guys. We'll see. So we still have quite a few trees on this side to go in. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, we're not going to get all of those done today. And that's okay. I know what colors we mixed together, so we can try to get our colors back. Okay. This poor brush, we haven't properly rinsed him in a while. That's okay. That's okay. He's being a good sport about it. Okay, our lighter green to help get this guy a little more visible. It's probably not going to be tremendously visible yet, but we're working on it. So definitely working on it. Okay, you can see part of him there. Okay, one side's in. This guy's kind of all over the place. light the Scruffle muffin. See what we can make happen on this guy. We might have tried to come in a little soon. With our light color. But we'll see. Not looking too scraggly. Gonna have to keep grabbing a bit more paint here because he is still kind of wet. Ooh, that was some more thunder. I think. Yeah, it might have been. That or it was our neighbor doing something with his truck. Either of those is entirely possible. Sounds like the wind might be starting to try to do something out there too. I mean, it's not bad. I definitely see where we still have more trees to come in, but I think we're gonna stop there for today, especially with this storm trying to move in. To figure out what we're gonna do here, and my back's hurting, so I think this is probably a good stopping point. So next week we will pick up with our other trees. How many we got left? We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 6 more trees in here. So I think we need to get this guy and then this guy next, and then we'll start to do our closer trees. But we also managed to get our grass done today, and we got our shoreline today, so we are making progress, most definitely. And I'm pretty happy with where we're sitting. We still have trees to do over here. We'll get there. That won't be today. That won't be next week, more than likely. Depending on what time we start, we might just get around to starting those, but we'll see what happens. So I hope everybody enjoys the rest of their weekend. Like I said, I'm not sure if I'm canceling tomorrow or Monday now. Kind of depends on what happens tonight. Keep an eye on Twitter, and I'll let you guys know there. And for now, enjoy the rest of your weekend.